Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the women's bantamweight bout between Aspen versus Raquel Pennigton. So Aspen versus Raquel Pennigton. How I see this one right here between these two? Pennigton. How do I see this one? Yeah, how I see this one right here between versus Pennigton is I feel like her striking looked horrendous in her last fight. That's flat out. Striking has never really been all that great. And I feel like, you know how people say, oh, she lost that fight. Her striking look much better this time now, but I can't really be giving people the benefit of the doubt so much. Like in some cases you can, but some cases you don't. Because she got starched by Jermaine Durand to me, like 20 seconds or something, and that should have been her case to let me improve my striking. Then in her last fight, she I'm not saying it was back-to-back losses, but her most recent fight where she lost, she got outstruck by in 5 rounds, and it's out there what type of head move, whatever that was, like she was on a disco or I don't know, whatever the case may be. I don't know what type of dancing. I think no matter what form of dancing that would be, that was horrendous by any dancing standards. But it looked very odd, very very odd. Whatever her head movement was, her footwork, she was flat-footed as a mug, moving her head like nowhere. I think she took it too literally and wasn't dodging nothing. Now they say it's about slipping the shot with as minimal movement as possible. She was minimally moving her head a whole lot and moving it zero. Like she was moving her head literally like you're not moving your head out of nothing. The punch is still gonna punch your face. You can the punch is still gonna slip or something. Like she was literally not avoiding no punches. She was just walking, bouncing punching bag. Well, walking, bobbing punching bag. Matter of fact, it's harder to hit a punching bag, speed bag, than it is to hit her. That's how terrible she was out there. And really, her only had one track mind to get it to the ground. And that's what she had. Her striking, when somebody started to touch her up a little bit, she realized this ain't my dang stretch to take it to the ground, and she couldn't get it to the ground. So I feel like similar thing. I feel like it's been some time. She's gonna try to look better this time. But then going to Raquel Pennigton, who has Pennigton only lost to? It's not like Pennington's 40 years old. She's only 33. She has had a couple bad fights. Well, tough fights. Obviously, the Nunes fight comes to mind. But Nunes is still literally the greatest women's MMA fighter of all time. So that's not a bad loss. And I definitely think if Aspen would get destroyed way worse. Got out there pretty quickly. But yeah, this is sounding way too much like MMA. But either way, I see this one. Pennington record isn't the prettiest, but she has not turned down any opponent. When you look at her, really her UFC record, she lost to Home, she lost to Nunes, she lost to little tiny tank. I forget her name right now. Jessica Andrade or Andrade, however you say her name. She only lost to Beast. She ain't losing nobody else. She lost to champion. She lost to Home twice. That's 2 losses. Lost to Andrade. She beat Miesha Tate. That's a champion, former champion. So, and when you look at her fights, she lost Jermaine Durand to me too. And we look at most of the people that are strikers, and really, since she lost them in striking department, it has not been grappling. It's not like she went out there lost to this grappler. She lost to this grappler. She didn't lose to grappler. She lost to strikers. So her issues has not been her grappling. It's been her striking. Not to say that she has bad striking, but it's that she literally went with the best strikers in women's MMA, out there, outside of Cyborg. She went in there with, say, Nunes, went in there with Jermaine Durand, world-class kickboxer, went in there with, Holly Holm, world-class boxer, semi-world-class kickboxer. So she hasn't been losing necessarily grappling matches. I mean, she did have the fight where Holm Kate Walden starter, but the first fight wasn't really a wall start. Second fight was, but Aspen and really Pennington's main style a lot of times kind of falls into wall stall. When you're going in with a better striker or maybe a fighter that's smaller than her, weaker than her, she kind of wall stall. So I don't see this being the prettiest fight for either woman, but I'm gonna stick to the trends. I can't bet on Lad's age or bet on Lad to do this and do that. She got to show me first, and she has not shown me that yet. So I'm gonna stick with Pennington, the more experienced veteran, the more well-rounded fighter. But she's by far the better striker. And Lad really just hoping on some big punch or maybe a scrambling opportunity. But even then, Pennington is no slouch on the ground, was able to stuff all of Miesha Tate's takedowns or most of her takedowns, and then really neutralize her wrestling approach, and then I'll strike her, I'll work her. I feel like she can do that against Lad. I feel like she could beat her everywhere this fight needs to go, bully her around the cage, I'll strike her, rough her up in the clinch, and beat her to a decision. Definitely not gonna be pretty, but Pennington has never been some pretty technical fighter that goes out there and looks flawless. But this is gonna be her style. It's gonna play to her favor, and she's gonna win in her style once again. So in this fight, I got Raquel Pennigton via decision.